Toya Oracle is TikTok's latest huge scammer, but to be honest with you, he's most popular for just being wildly unpleasant and seriously dislikable. Like, I'm not joking, in terms of stupid, unlikable people that we've covered on this channel, this person might be the worst one. I genuinely don't believe we've gone over a bigger mug than Toya Oracle, but before we do cover this specimen, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm not in my usual setup right now, because I'm in a little place called Dover in the city of Kent down in the south of England, and I hate it here. I'm here for a wedding, it's a long story, but more on that at the end maybe, but for now let's stick to what's important. Now Toya Oracle, the subject of today's video, thinks that everyone is oppressive towards him and owes him reparations. Now me, I like to believe that I'm a lot more reasonable, right? Because I only believe that the people who aren't subscribed to this channel are oppressors, and the only reparations you need to pay are subscribing to the YouTube channel. So get on that, baby. Toya Oracle here wants a lot more than that though, so let's get into it, shall we?
If you are lighter than me, you are colorist. You are my oppressor, and you owe me reparations. If you are thinner than me, you are fatphobic. You are my oppressor, and you owe me reparations.
Okay, so you get the whole vibe of this video so far, right? And you might imagine, how long does this go on for? How many genres of person is he going to cover? A lot, and it's the whole 2 minutes. Like, the 2 minutes is just him talking about certain groups of people and saying that they owe him reparations. Now, we'll watch the rest of this and talk about it a bit more, don't you worry, but I feel as though we should show you who exactly Toya Oracle is first. For those who don't know, this is his main TikTok account these days. It's very different from the old one and has significantly less followers because he deleted the old one, or I think it got banned actually because he had horrific opinions. And again, like, when I say horrific opinions, I don't mean like, oh, when you wipe your ass, you fucking scrunch the toilet paper instead of folding it. I mean, like, I feel like we've lost the meaning of horrific on this channel, or just commentary in general, but like, when I say horrific opinions, oh my god, I couldn't believe some of the shit that this bloke was spouting. I'm telling you, my jaw was on the bastard floor, like, for half of researching this video. And for the half where it wasn't on the floor, it's because it had fucking found its way to China. I'll play the rest of this video now, but like, trust me, if you think this is bad, then brace yourselves, buckaroos.
If you have more money, more material resources than me, then you are classist, and you owe me reparations.
I also want to make it clear, because this seems like the type of video that would be put on TikTok as like an artistic choice that maybe they transition into being like, now obviously, that sounds a little misguided, a little over-exaggeratory, a little bit too woke, if you may. However, what I'm actually trying to get across is that there are unknown privileges at some, or whatever, right? It seems as though maybe it can transit, but like, no, there's no irony here, there's no hidden meaning. This person is being completely serious in everything that they're saying, and that will become abundantly clear to you all very soon. But I have a couple of questions just off the bat. First couple seconds of this video, it's like, when you say we owe you reparations, what reparations exactly are you talking about? And this is where the whole scammy aspect of this account comes into play, because the way that they make most of their money, supposedly, is through donations, right? They have their Venmo, their PayPal, their GoFundMe, pretty much plastered onto every video, every description, and they guilt trip their audience into donating to them by telling them how they owe him, because of X and Y and Z and A. Every reason under the sun that can be used to guilt trip people is used on this account. I also have the question of like, okay, well, what if there's someone who is darker than you? Which there are a lot of people who are darker than Toya Oracle here. Toya Oracle owe them reparations? Does he need to donate to their GoFundMes? Because he definitely fucking doesn't. And also people who have less material resources than him, which there are also many of. Why isn't he donating to them? What reparations does he owe them exactly? What reparations does he owe the people who weigh more than him?
If you are American, then you are my imperialist. You are my oppressor, and you owe me reparations.
That one's very funny because it's not funny, actually. It's actually really, it's quite boring. Like, no one watches that clip and goes, oh, a hearty belly laugh. Because I think they're American themselves. Like, in other videos, in other TikToks, they talk about, like, oh, our government, when referring to the American government. And, like, I don't know, are they fucking Canadian or something? I genuinely have no idea what they mean there. I'll be real though, I think Britain is more imperialist than America, at least historically. So if anything, we owe everyone else reparations. I say we, like I'm fucking part of them.
If you are from the West, if you are of European descent, then you are racist. You are my oppressor, and you owe me reparations. If you are able-bodied, then you are ableist. You are my oppressor and you owe me reparations. If you do not live with a chronic illness, then you participate in healthism. You are my oppressor and you owe me reparations.
This is like the world's shittest nursery rhyme. This is like the sort of thing you get in like year 10 when you're studying poetry in GCSEs and they put it on a piece of paper and the English teacher stood up there analysing just how deep and meaningful these lyrics or these bars are. And all the students are sat there like, this is just fucking ass. Like, this is straight ass.
If you are cisgender, then you participate in upholding patriarchy. You are my oppressor and you owe me reparations.
How does being cisgender help uphold the patriarchy any more so than someone who's transgender? I feel as though he's drawing a blank there. I say that as though there's been any meaningful discourse behind any of the other claims made in this video. But that one particularly is it's strange.
If you are heterosexual, then you also participate in patriarchy. You are my oppressor and you owe me reparations. If you have a looser hair texture than me.
Alright, fuck off. We're getting into the stupid territory now. Every other one is like, I understand there's like privilege or a looser hair texture. Fuck off, man. What does having a looser hair texture make you? Is that racism to have looser? What are they gonna say here?
Then you are texturist.
Texturist? That's not a fucking thing. Texturist? I've never heard that term in my goddamn life. I don't want to alienate new viewers, right? I am a left-leaning channel, and I am a left-leaning person. And you always get called, I've been called woke many a time in my career, like overly woke. But you get that whenever you're a fucking left-wing advocate or just like a left-wing YouTuber in general, right? You get people who call you overly woke, right? I personally don't agree with that or see where those people are coming from in reference to this channel. I like to think that we're pretty reasonable here. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch me watching this video and go like, oh, Dankyjabo's not woke enough, actually. Because this is like, if we're talking too woke, overly woke, Toya Oracle is like the antithesis of that. So I remember back in the day, there was like a group of people trying to argue that using black emojis or like GIFs with black people in them was a form of cultural appropriation. This is like a tier above that in terms of just ridiculousness.
I do not need your pity. I do not need your sympathy. And I do not need your guilt.
But I do need your money.
I need you to acknowledge the position of power that you hold and use it to change the power dynamics in the relationship you have with me.
Well, why don't you do that with everyone that you weigh less than, or have less diseases than, or, I don't know, lighter than? You are not the most oppressed person on the fucking planet. There are people in worse positions than you. But you'll soon come to realize in this, like, this person compares himself to, like, starving children who are malnourished. People in the midst of, like, the crisis in Gaza at the minute are being compared to Toya Oracle by Toya Oracle. I genuinely believe that they see themselves as like probably the most oppressed person on this planet. And again, a lack of accountability is a term that a lot of commentary YouTubers use, myself included, but this person, it's like they're fucking allergic to taking accountability or admitting that they might have fucked up in one specific instance. I'm trying to think of like a scenario in which like you cannot blame anyone else for the action in any way. Like drunk driving. If this person got caught drunk driving, they would blame society and the government for their ableist policies of selling alcohol when people with ADHD who are more impulsive are disproportionately more likely to buy alcohol out of impulse and then drive out of impulse, right? It's never his fault, it's the government's fault for supplying alcohol to people with ADHD. That's the type of fucker Toya Oracle is, and I'm not even joking you.
We need to decriminalize public nudity.
Sorry. I mean, I know we're 2 seconds in and we've already paused, so people complain about me pausing the videos. First of all, it's a commentary channel. Go watch the originals if you don't want any fucking notes from my end. But this video has begun with, we need to decriminalize public nudity. Now, I for one have always believed that public masturbation is so much fun that it should be illegal. So maybe we'll actually hold some common ground here. Although, to be fair, they said nudity, not masturbation, so maybe we're not. But either way, let's hear the points being made. Maybe we're about to have our fucking minds blown, the world change.
Because when we criminalize it, it disproportionately affects people like children who do expose themselves in public. If you've never masturbated in school, if you've never dropped your pants in public as a child, are you really living?
Sorry? You're not living if you've not fucking wanked off in school.
Did anybody at your school ever get caught for that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We had people wank off in school all the time. Well, Not all the time, but it happened more often than it should have. It was always in science as well. I don't know what it was always in science. Oh my god. One person done it during an exam. And I don't mean like a mock exam or like during, you know them exams where you like walk into the hall and there's a huge hall and the tables are set up like 1 meter apart or whatever so you can't treat. It was like a big proper, I think GCSE exam. Yeah, there were examiners. And they were doing it to one of the examiners who was like 6 foot. They were very pretty, but like doesn't justify it at all.
That's truly assault.
I don't know if that counts as assault. It's illegal. It's public masturbation. It's public nudity. You can't be doing it. Like, I don't know if they were staring. I don't know what the fucking specifics are or how they could prove that it was like to a specific person. I don't think there were ever any like criminal charges put there. But it was a girl. That's the big twist, isn't it? It's mental, isn't it? It's mad. You won't expect like her face. Oh my god! I wish you guys could see it right now.
Surely she'll fail the exam for that.
Well, to be fair, if you ace the exam and you've done that, I feel as though you deserve to get away with it because that's fucking impressive. That's really impressive. That's impressive, isn't it? That's like, oh, let me just fucking finish this exam so I can get back to what's important. You know what I mean?
Was the hot examiner a girl or a boy?
A girl. That's progressive, at least. That's probably why they got away with it. But damn LGBTQ, they get away with fucking everything these days, don't they? It's horrible. That's a joke, but for new audience members, it's a joke.
Because when we criminalize it, it disproportionately affects people like children who do expose themselves in public. If you've never masturbated in school, if you've never dropped your pants in public as a child, are you really living? Impulse control, believing that everybody has impulse control, is actually ableism. Children, for example, lack impulse control, which is why they often do drop their pants in public or masturbate at school. Indigenous people, for example, some of them do not believe that nudity is wrong, that nudity is perverse. You do. You do, because you have a colonized mindset. If you are not for that, then you truly are not radical or woke enough for me.
Yo, you know that example I just gave about the drunk driving alcohol? I don't know if I've seen this video before and like subconsciously the impulse control thing just like was in my head. But I swear to God, I did not see this coming. Can I just say, right, I'm aware that I'm out of focus for a large portion of this video, but what you don't know is that it's actually a creative choice because I'm trying to show the blurred reality of just allow me, man. I'm not in my usual... Just allow it. Just fucking allow it. So what I guess the point being made here is that public masturbation needs to be legalized because children lack impulse control and the law disproportionately affects children. Do I even need to explain how ridiculous of like an argument that is? Does this person want children to fucking walk about naked, like just wanking on each other? I feel like this video is just Toya Oracle. Oh my god, wait, Toya Oracle is a person with a vagina who is basically admitting here to masturbating in school. Maybe it was them. Maybe I don't remember and Toya Oracle was in my fucking school. I mean, this video is just a big it's just like you admitting, it's throwing the pie on yourself. Look, guys, I don't want to alarm you, but I love to have a wank in school. I hope you don't do that nowadays, fam, because that's a whole nother level of illegal. Why are you so hell-bent on legalizing masturbation publicly and nudity publicly for children? It's quite odd when you big it up, when you say it like that. Maybe the fact that public nudity is more likely to happen for children is one of the reasons why it's illegal. You don't want a bunch of naked children knocking about publicly masturbating in front of fucking adults. If anything, that's just more reason to ban it. I personally don't care if it makes me not woke enough, but you will not catch me at any protests fighting for the right for children to be naked publicly. And I think that if you are fighting for that right, then you need to be checked out and taken away, flown away on a big bird or a medium-sized bird. We don't discriminate here. Even a small bird if they have the chutzpah.
Here's a story. When I was around 8 years old and my sister was around 7, we were being babysat by our great-grandmother. She had a guest over. They were in the living room talking, watching shows, while my sister and I were plotting in her bedroom. We ran out of her bedroom, we pulled down our pants, and we mooned our great-grandmother and her guest, and we ran away laughing. That is an example of childhood sexuality.
That's an example of children being wee shits. Not an example of any sort of deep meaning or necessary development of sexuality in kids. That's like some Freud bullshit, and I mean like the worst of Sigmund Freud. Now, mooning in front of your great-grandmother is not a necessary experience that children should go through. That's your kid being a wee shit. You should have fucking disciplined them better when they were a kid.
Often, we see sexuality and sex as intercourse, when in reality, sexuality is about eroticism and pleasure in our bodies and can look a multitude of different ways. We pulled down our pants and mooned our great-grandmother and her guests because it brought us pleasure.
Your great-grandma, your poor fucking great-grandma, they've been through so much in their life. I feel as though, because they're older than you, that actually makes you ageist and you owe them reparations, so you should think on that a little more before you start showing your bare ass to them. This is definitely part of the reason why they want nudity fucking legalized by that. It's just, it looks as though this person loves nudity in children, which is a little concerning. You know, one time, my dad was doing work in his office, so I walked into the room, slapped my dick on the table, and came all over him. And you know what? That was a very necessary part of my upbringing, and I feel as though more children should be encouraged to do such a thing, because it's just us displaying and you know, developing, evolving our sexuality. Just because it brings you pleasure, that doesn't mean that it's anything sexual, right? This here is a bottle of water, right? I'm gonna drink from it. Watch this. Ooh, that was pretty fucking pleasurable. But there was no sexual experience. I did come a little, but other than...
Sexual shame is often what creates sexual violence.
I feel like I can get behind this one a little bit more, but I mean, off the bat, like, maybe this will spiral into something completely disagreeable, but off the bat, I feel as though sexual shame can, in many cases, promote sexual violence later on in a child's life, because they might be too embarrassed to sort of come out about something horrible that may have happened to them, because they have been conditioned to be ashamed of anything sex-related, right? So, fair enough so far, but let's see where they go with this.
Learn that something like sex, which is natural, is abnormal and wrong, and you internalize that. You then go out into the world trying to control other people and shame other people and dominate other people using this act. You covering your children's eyes if they happen to see two people kissing or gay people, or if they happen to see, like, animals, for example, procreating, is more harmful to them than simply explaining what the act is. A lot of people in my video about homeless people pleasing themselves in public.
Okay, all right. Before we got to the bit about homeless people wanking off in public, I feel as though there is definitely some semblance of sanity to what is being said here by Toya Oracle, who, by the way, self-proclaims themselves as an oracle. Like, I didn't even clock that until this. I thought my dumbass thought Oracle was like their name or something. But yeah, I feel as though averting your child's eyes if they look at a video of people kissing or gay men kissing is not the best move, right? I guess, to be fair, maybe if they're like hardcore French kissing, there's an argument to be made that maybe it's inappropriate for a child to be looking at. But if the kiss is appropriate for like a children's movie, then there shouldn't be an issue at all. I feel like animals having like a hardcore like if two horses are going at it, then maybe a 4-year-old shouldn't be really watching that, to be fair. But you know, I see what he's saying, and I respect it a little bit.
Talking about, well, what about the kids? What about the kids? And what about them? What about them? Kids are naturally curious. If they say, hey, mommy, daddy, grandma, grandpa, whoever, what's that person doing? You can explain that person is having sex. Or that person is sexually pleasing themselves.
No. If you're outside and you see a homeless man wanking themselves off in front of fucking children on the highway, and your child goes, oh, mummy, what is that man doing? You'd walk up to the man and you'd say, like, look, mate, I understand you're not in the best position right now, but can you fucking pull your pants up, you weird... You'd be... How weird would that be if a fucking parent took a homeless man wanking off in public as an opportunity to explain the birds and the bees to their 4-year-old? Oh, son, I'm just so happy that this homeless man is wanking themselves off and coming on the road because it's the perfect opportunity to tell you about penis and vagina.
No big deal. But if you tell them, oh, it's so gross, it's a sin, this, that, and the other, then that child is going to feel shame and fear.
They should feel shame and fear from wanking off in public. There's, like, it's weird because at the base of this video, I feel as though we can agree on something, but they're taking it way too far. Don't teach children that sex in and of itself is a wrong, abnormal, or sinful act, right? Fine, I can agree on that. Everything else, chuck that away.
Truly repressed people are some of the most unsafe people I have ever met. They will sit there and talk about how porn is bad, porn is evil, porn is unsafe. Meanwhile, they be stalking me. They be stalking me. So you say that, you know, porn preaches violence against women and other marginalized people, and yet You're stalking me.
Children will only be safe when sex isn't a choice. Why is this fucking bloke's whole account just children and sex and wanking? I find their like inherent magnificent interest in children and sex a little bit disturbing. Is that unfair for me to say? I feel as though when every other video is, here's why children should be able to wank in public and there should be nothing wrong with it, and here's why they should also be able to watch other people wank in public and there should be nothing wrong with it. By the way, I love having a wank in school. I also love showing my ass to my 90-year-old fucking octogenarian. Well, they're not if they're 90 years old, they're not octogenarian. You know what I mean. But whatever, right? What does the Oracle have to say in this video?
You know how many friends I had to drive to their boyfriends' houses at 15, 16 because they couldn't tell their parents that they were having sex? Because they couldn't bring their boyfriends home with them to have sex. They had to hide.
There's not really anything wrong with a parent not wanting their 15-year-old kids to have sex. So like at 15 years old, the likelihood that you make a mistake or you're making a choice that you regret in terms of something like that is quite high. And you're not exactly the most mature person at 15 years old. The majority of people I know who lost their virginities at 15 regret that first sort of experience, I suppose. You can't really blame... Like, again, it would just be so weird if a parent was like oh, you know what, son, you're 14 now, go out and fucking shag whoever you want. Like, it's like, where's the line exactly? If they're 12, is it bad if their parents discourage it then? Like, what are we doing here?
Did you know that watching gay or lesbian content on the internet as a child was safer for me than being in the same room with my parents who found pleasure from ritualistically humiliating me, a dark-skinned, fat, black, queer child? Y'all want to feel morally superior.
There's a lot of resentment towards Oracle's parents in their videos, which you will see a lot of, right? But there's a lot of theories as well about, like, were the parents even that bad, or was Toya Oracle just a massive mug the whole time and takes everything they do as like a slight against him, when realistically, he's the fucking problem here. I obviously don't know the ins and outs of the situation, but like, there's no doubt he didn't fucking help himself. Like, he is a huge arsehole. Here's a video on age play that Toya reposted. Now again, when you're advocating for age play after every video being about children and wanking and again, it's not a great look.
Age play is just a subsect of CNC. It's the same thing. It's not about getting off on children or the way that they behave. It's about power dynamics. Or it's about the feeling of being taken care of, or it's about the feeling of taking care of someone, or it's about the feeling of grossness and disgust. Or just vibes. Like 90% of kinks are just vibes. Ooh, but you know what else is vibes? This. Your first impression of something is that it's gross and scary, so anything adjacent to that gross and scary thing, you completely turn your brain off and you don't want to engage with it. Which is completely understandable, and I was the same way for years. But it's not justifiable because it's not based in science.
I don't know who this wiry little fucking white twat is, but like, if you're gonna sit there and be like, I just don't understand why people have a problem with age play, it's a completely reasonable... It's like, no, let's not fucking act like people having a problem with age play is this difficult to understand, irrational thing. I think having an issue with age play, the very concept of it, is like completely fucking reasonable. If you learn a bit more about it and maybe like learn to accept it slightly, or be like, you know what, maybe it's not as bad as I previously thought, that's understandable, I guess, maybe. I personally don't land in that bracket. It's like when people say, oh, don't kink shame. It's like when people say don't mum shame as well. It's like, no, I'm not mum shaming just because a mum is being a fucking arsehole. It's in the same way that I'm not kink shaming just because I think your kink is fucking weird. And age play is undeniably really fucking weird. Even if there is a subsector of my audience that partakes in it or fucking loves it or thinks it's the fucking dog's bollocks, you have to at least agree with me in the very fact that it is really weird. And I don't mean weird in like a good funny haha way. I mean weird like this is fucking like, if someone decides not to be friends or associate with someone who agrees with this in any way, shape, or form, they are not a strange person. And it's especially more concerning when people like Toya Oracle, whose entire career is justifying why kids should be allowed to be naked in public, is the one advocating for it.
I have been so tired of people not making space for me and not choosing me and not prioritizing me. One example is I was in the middle of homelessness. I asked a friend to crash on their couch for literally 2 weeks because I was just waiting on a check to come so that I could make my moves.
You think they were masturbating in public whilst they were homeless and they got in trouble for it, and that's like a big reason as to why they're such an advocate for masturbation in public. Anyway, they asked to sleep on someone's couch for 2 weeks.
Asked a friend to crash on their couch for literally 2 weeks because I was just waiting on a check to come.
Yeah, I mean, the way he says it there, it's like, I only asked my friend to crash on the couch for literally 2 weeks. weeks, as though 2 weeks is like a nothing ask. It's like 2 weeks, half a month. I feel as though like an impromptu call to a friend. Oh, sorry mate, can I just live with you for 2 weeks on your fucking couch, please? And if they say yes, that's like mega good friend. 2 weeks is a significant amount of time, I feel. Like a night, maybe 2 nights even, fair enough. You have the right to be a little pissed off. If they're like a lifelong best friend, they don't let you stay over for a night or two. But 2 weeks is a significant amount of time, in my opinion. The start of this video is you complaining that you're not being prioritized or cared about enough, but your mate's letting you stay on their couch for 2 bastard weeks and housing you and presumably feeding you? That sounds like a great friend, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll hear them out.
During the 2 weeks that we lived together, they volunteered to go an hour away on the train, and mind you, they're a disabled person as well, to go babysit their nieces and nephews. And then, because they were exhausted from doing that, they were taking it out on me, and I was literally just like bedbound, like literally sleeping on their couch all day and ordering food. And it was very triggering for me, and I ended up having to flee.
So you were laying in their couch all day, ordering food, not helping with any other fucking housework, not paying any sort of respect to this person. And they're disabled as well, bear that in mind, so you owe them reparations and you're ableist. But somehow, just somehow, they're the arsehole here. Because they were helping their family out on an hour-long train journey.
They prioritized the nuclear family over chosen family. Because
how dare you prioritize your nieces and nephews over me, the fucking arsehole who's sleeping on your couch for 2 weeks, doing fuck all for you, and ordering food. Ordering food is fucking expensive, by the way. Maybe they thought you were taking the piss because you told them you were flat broke and then you sat there ordering food all fucking day. I'd be pissed off. If my friend told me they were broke and that they were and then they came over to my house and slept on my fucking couch, but they were ordering Deliveroo 3 times a day, I'd go, I thought you were fucking broke. I thought I'd need to cook soup for you or some shit. Clearly you've got some disposable income if you're ordering this much fucking grub, you grubby little worm.
Told your sister, hey, I have a friend over right now who really needs my help. I can't babysit for the next 2 weeks, but I got you after that to make space for me. It could have been as simple as that.
You're such an entitled little bratty fucking arsehole, you stupid fucking clown. Imagine expecting that from someone. Oh, sorry, mate. No, I've out of nowhere just taken over your household for 2 weeks. Every bit of your attention needs to be on me. You're not allowed to go to work. You're not allowed to help your family. Your sister has cancer? Well, they'll be alive after 2 weeks, hopefully, maybe, if they're lucky. You need to fucking stay with me because I am your disabled friend and you owe me reparations. They've already let you sleep on their couch for 2 weeks. They've given you a home. They've given you a roof. They've presumably given you food. They've given you so many things. They're allowed to help their nieces and nephews out a little bit. You twats. This is what I mean. It's like when this person accuses other people of being abusive or horrible towards them, you really need to take that with a grain of salt because they consider someone letting them sleep on their couch for 2 weeks whilst they go and help their family as a huge arsehole abusive move where they're not being prioritized enough. So clearly, their moral virtues are all out of whack. Do you not have the capacity or do you not prioritize multi-marginalized people and easily dispose of us? You're such a twat.
So when people tell me that they don't have capacity or these are their boundaries and blah, 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 I'm like, yeah, is it that you don't have capacity or you don't want to make space for me? You are choosing not to make space for me because you know that I'm multi-marginalized and you expect me to take crumbs and you know that you can easily discard and dispose of me. Unlike the people who are more privileged than you, you very easily make space for them, but you very quickly cut me off and neglect me. So knowing that, I put myself first every time. And best believe, when I left them, I told them to send me money for the inconvenience.
Oh my god. They didn't even get kicked out, by the way. The friend was still willing to have them there after they were being a complete fucking arsehole. They had to leave on their ones and demand money from them. If I was your friend, yeah, I would cut you off. I don't want to fucking make space for you. I don't care how disabled or dark or big you are. You're a fucking arsehole. Get away from me. I'll tell you what as well, if you're that willing to masturbate publicly, then you're definitely doing a madness on their couch as well. They definitely are. That's not out of pocket. They fucking are.
And making me feel like this was a place where I could rest for at least 2 weeks and get my life together. But no, I couldn't even get that. I couldn't even get 2 motherfucking weeks.
You're such a dick. Like, I don't even know what to say because it's so obviously wrong from them. And that's them telling the story as well. That is like the story being told from the perspective of the one who feels as though they have been wrong. So they probably shifted some elements of the story to make themselves look better.
Is it rage bait?
I don't know. But here's the thing though, even if it is rage bait, they're lying about having a disability, they're lying about all these fucking things so that people can give them money because they can't get a regular job or whatever.
I don't look like what I'm going through. Well, a lot of us do. And we need to stop trying to perform wellness for others.
Can I just say as well, with the whole like disability thing, in terms of, because they claim that they are literally unable to work a job because of their disability. And now look, there's a lot of people who are genuinely unable to work jobs because of disability, and that's totally fine, it's totally valid, right? But with this person in particular, they have never told us what the disability is, and that's fine, they don't need to tell us, right? But they are demanding donations, they're demanding money from people, they're trying to guilt trip people into donating to them, they're calling everyone else fucking arseholes, and they've never said anything about their disability. They've never explained explicitly why they are unable to work, and they have had jobs in the past, and as we'll see later on, they were denied disability payments from the government, right? Which I understand a lot of disabled people are denied disability payments because the government is very flawed, especially in America, but it's definitely not a good look when everything else is taken into account. This video here shows them like dancing on multiple occasions, going out on fucking hikes and shit. They are also a musician who has released, like, they've released 2 albums before, so and when you listen to them for more than a minute, I personally just find it extremely difficult to believe that they are so badly disabled that they are unable to work any fucking job whatsoever. I knew a bloke back in London who had no legs and was deaf, but still worked for his family. And I don't mean worked like an odd hour every now and then. I mean like 9 to 5, 5 a day, regular work-life bullshit.
There are genocides happening all around the world where people, in fact, do look like what they're going through. And it's really fucked up that as a society, that we can't just believe that people are hurting before it gets to the point of no fucking return. It really sucks that as a society, that we don't believe that people are experiencing genocide until they are literal skin and bones.
I think this comment sums it up best. Isn't it ironic that someone born and raised in America who's obese is comparing themselves to people who are starved and malnourished overseas due to being caught in between conflict? I mean, that comment says it far better than I ever could.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm really, really terrified to live alone again. The last time I lived alone, the only place I was able to afford was a dark, damp basement in New York.
Yeah, look, this is like the regular caption on the average video of this guy. It's, my reality is a dark-skinned, fat, black, disabled, and chronically ill trans person. Help me out of an abusive living environment. Venmo, PayPal, all of their bollocks on there so people can donate to them.
I'm really, really terrified to live alone again. The last time I lived alone, the only place I was able to afford was a dark, damp basement in New York City with mice and cockroaches, and there were stairs, so it was nearly impossible to leave my apartment to do anything. Also, you know, the person that I live with has helped me do things like shower, you know, every day or every other day, and the last time I was living alone, I was showering like once every week to 2 weeks, because that's all I have capacity for, and I also struggled with washing dishes, and my dishes would pile up, and it would attract, you know, bugs and flies and things like that. There were also a lot of times where I would just go hungry because if I couldn't cook for myself or if I didn't have enough funds to order food, I would just not eat. So yeah, and then when I couldn't afford to live in that apartment anymore, I became homeless, and I've been homeless ever since. That was 2023. So that is the reality of my life. When I try to live communally with people, I get abused. And then when I try to live alone by myself, I also get abused through neglect.
You get abused through neglect when you live on your own. Who's abusing you? The fucking air, the oxygen, not having anyone else breathing it. Also, if you've lived in so many communal spaces where you get abused every single time, maybe you're not the one getting abused, maybe you're the fucking arsehole here. Maybe you're just unable to live with other people because you're not a people's person and you suck. Also, living with someone who helps you shower every day, my god, what a fucking privilege to find a roommate that, like, understanding. You live communally with that one person who let you sleep on their couch for 2 weeks as well. It's like, to say that you get abused every time you live communally, once again, it just makes people question. It certainly makes me question what your definition of abuse is pertaining people who interact with you. This video will make that more clear than it ever has, by the way.
Meanness is confused for abusiveness. For example, my mom is my abuser, and when I tell her about herself, and I am mean to her, I am mean to my mom, she'll be like, "You're emotionally abusing me," and I'm just like, no, I'm just being mean because you're a horrible person to me. It's like my sister, when my sister threatened to put me out on the street multiple times, and I'll be mean to her, and I'll say things to her like, "You should have aborted your baby." And she was like, "Why would you say that? I love my child." And I know it's mean. I know it's mean to tell a mother that she should have aborted her child, but meanness is not abuse.
No, meanness is abuse. Like, look, my girlfriend sat on the couch there. If I say to them, "Hey, you're," I mean, that probably won't be in the video because it was just vile things. But that would be abuse. Like, it wouldn't just be me. By the way, editor, if you don't blur what I just said, I will find you, and you will be eviscerated. I don't mean kill. I mean like nothing left. If no one will remember, I will wipe everyone who remembers you or knows you. I'll kill them as well. Every known remnant of your being is gone. You better fucking blur what I said to my girlfriend just now. And it's like, if you're the type of person who's saying to your sister, oh, you should have aborted your child, how the fuck can you complain when they threaten to put you on the street a couple of times? It's like, yeah, I wonder why they don't want you living with them, you stuck-up cow. This person sat there freeloading off of these fucking people and then complaining when they don't give them exactly what they want at all fucking time. It's like, I've never known anyone this fucking entitled. It's like Peter Gould has written a character, like thrown every rule of writing out of the fucking equation and just written a character who is designed to be the most unlikable witch of a person. If meanness isn't abuse, then what the fuck is emotional abuse? Like, what does that even mean if meanness isn't abuse? And that shit like this is where like the really scammy, weird, guilt trippy shit. Investing in me dismantles systems of oppression. Fucking brilliant.
A boundary for myself, which is that I am interested in people who are willing to take the risk of investing in me in a real way, in a material way.
I haven't put that fucking edit in, but I don't know who made this video, but that's just like, just play the fucking, no one's interested in your comedy, just play the video. You know what, I understand there's so many people who describe my channel exactly that way. I also want to be clear here, like, people aren't investing in you if they give you money, they're donating to you. Investing, like, implies that you will get something back at some point, or, you know, lose something. There's jeopardy there, but people giving you money is a donation, right? Imagine how douchey it'd be if, like, on a stream, I said, like, oh, guys, invest in Dankyjabo. It's like, no, it's a fucking donation. It's just more verbiage that, you're just such an asshole, man. They've done nothing good this whole video. They suck ass.
And that's not gonna fly. So I'm gonna provide you with ways to make that move if you want to, if you choose to invest in me. In person or in a virtual way.
If any of you fuckers invest in this person, then leave my channel.
You can subscribe to my Patreon, my Ko-fi. You can buy my music on Bandcamp. You can buy my art on Redbubble.
I can't wait to not support them on Patreon, not buy their music, and not buy their art on Redbubble.
You can send me funds just because on Venmo, on PayPal.
Donations.
So that I can eat, so that I can stay housed, so that I can take care of the people in my community. You can donate to the GoFundMe, the Land and Reparations for Survivors of Genocide. Watching me, consuming me, and not investing in my life is oppression.
So not giving them free money for no fucking reason is a form of oppression. So what if you are watching, so like, are you not allowed to watch any TikTokers, any YouTubers, any form of media? If you watch, I don't know, Spider-Man, is that you oppressing Tom Holland?
I thought that I could take a hiatus, but I am dealing with food insecurity. I am hungry beyond my fucking mind and barely have the energy to get up and make anything, and I don't have enough money to get what I need. I would like to order food because right now cooking food.
I love that. You have the food, you have the capability to make food, right? But you're just too lazy to do it. Or, sorry, you're incapable of doing it. But you are capable of getting up, getting your phone out and just fucking recording yourself ranting on about some shit. So I'm sorry, look at you, pal. If you really fucking tried, you could walk over to the kitchen and make some eggs or put some toast in the toaster. Like, you've got everything on you.
The lack of energy that I have is not accessible. But not only am I hungry, but people that I love and care for are also hungry. We're hungry, we're tired, we're cranky, and we need people to step up and give a fuck about us and care for us. So you know where to go to drop them dollars.
God damn. I really am running out of words. I'm gonna fucking say it. I'm too lazy to cook. Can you fucking give me money so I can order food, please? This person just has no respect for anyone who isn't them.
More reasons why I'm glad I left the US. I got an email yesterday from a lawyer that I had contacted a few months before I decided to just leave the States to try to appeal my disability benefits case because I had already applied for disability twice and got denied.
Jesus.
So I was like, let me take the advice of what people were telling me to do, which is to get a lawyer because the lawyers will like try to fight the case for you and help you get the payments plus back pay, and they basically take a cut from the disability as their payment. I finally got the email back from the lawyer saying that, once again, my disability benefits were denied.
Again, I'm not the one doing these shite edits. This is not me. It's not Naz. This is some reposter.
So, like I said before, it was the best decision I could make for myself to leave the country because I couldn't see myself applying again. I applied once, twice, then I got the assistance of lawyers. I did everything I was supposed to do. I followed the entire process.
Maybe you forgot the part where you actually need to be disabled. That's like part of the process as well. Now, look, that is mean to say. I'm sure they do have some disability or they're not lying completely about it, but are they too disabled to work? Are they disabled enough to where they can claim benefits for it? I don't know. There's no evidence either which way. The only evidence we have that they're disabled enough to claim benefits for it is their word. And by this point, I don't think I'm too brave in saying their word doesn't mean dick. I'd rather listen to a kid having a wank in school than this person. I have more trust for them, man.
I think my issue with saying things like the goal of socialism is to have everyone working is that how are we defining work? Because if we're defining work as, you know, the act of doing, then I disagree, because I also see work and define work as the act of being. So for example, if, you know, people are getting together to grow food, to farm, and they're producing they're producing food for the community to eat. If somebody shows up and is just seated off to the side watching people growing the food, or if that person is at home, you know, in the village sleeping, does that not count as work?
No, it doesn't. I appreciate the question, but I can answer it for you, pal. Don't worry, I'm here. You can rest easy. No, that doesn't count as work. Sleeping whilst everyone else does the hard work, no, that does not count as work.
That's what I'm wondering, like from the socialist, the Marxist, the Leninist, it's just like, what is y'all's definition of work? Because for me, simply being is work, and simply being present in a space, in a community, is work. Our bodies are already doing work in order to be alive.
So what, that's the reason why you think it's work? Because your bodies are doing work in order to be Again, it's like, are there even words in the English language to describe just how wrong this individual is? I feel like I'm getting like bullshit thrown at me from I'm having to like duck, weave, dodge and dive because there's fucking bullshit coming from every single angle of this room right now. My speakers are right here, like the sound is only coming from this direction, but I feel as though I need to watch my fucking back. Like there's a window here, something could come behind me, my cat's over there, he's sleeping, but I'm still weary, right? He could pounce at me at any second here. I'm getting paranoid here. Like this video, the fucking mindset of this individual is making me question things more so than I ever have before. Guess who's woken up and is full of energy now, by the way? It's everyone's favorite Devon Rex, wee prince over here. He's a menace all of a sudden. He was so tired, all recording. And now he's rejuvenated himself. He's come down with us to Dover in Kent, and he's not having a fun time either. He doesn't like the change of scenery, but my God, what a lovely cat. Here's your obligatory Prince showing, because you guys get really mad when I don't show him, so here he is, like, come on, Prince, let's watch some, I forgot their name. Come on, Prince, let's watch some Toya Oracle. Watch it with me. Oh, he don't want to. He don't want to watch him. I don't blame him, to be fair. You know what, Prince, go right ahead.
Another thing I want to say about the people harassing me is I noticed that they are all between the ages of like 18 and 21. That should tell you what the...
How do you know that? Like, again, there's gonna be so fucking much in this video that we talk about. But like, how do you know? Do they say that? Oh, I hate you. You're an arsehole. By the way, I'm 20 years old. It's like, does that... Ooh, you know what? I am 21 years old. That is quite concerned. They've clocked me to a T there, and I'm actually quite concerned now. Now I really feel like I'm being watched.
State of our educational system is looking like. These people should...
Yeah, there are a couple of problems with the educational system. One, that people are criticizing Toya Oracle. That shows the education system's bad. But also the fact that kids aren't allowed to wank in school. That's another reason why this person has a lot of problems with the education system. And I'll give him that, right? It is a flawed system. But I don't think that those two issues are very... I don't think those are the most prevalent issues here.
You know, in school... in school, learning and unlearning, and instead they're harassing marginalized people on the internet. I also want to point out...
18 to 21 is like, you're not really in school at that point, are you? You're in university, if you're lucky enough to go to university. The fact that you've said so confidently there that everyone's in school at 18 to 21 makes me feel as though you went to university, which makes you classist, and you owe those people reparations, actually. What a privilege it is to go to university. I feel like a lot of people forget how much of a fucking privilege it is, truly. But it makes sense, though, because Toya Oracle here had, like, parents who were rich. I think they were both doctors, or at least one of them was, and it was a very, safe, conventional, rich upbringing. It's very ironic and not what you'd expect from someone like this who always talks about how fucking oppressed they are.
This is the same age of the people being recruited by the Israeli government.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What is that? Where is he going with this?
Into the IOF.
IOF. Not the idea. That's the secret Israeli that's the Israeli Omni Forces. IOF. What are you talking about, fam? The International Orienteering Federation. I don't know if that's what he's referring to. Talking about other people being uneducated, and you're sat there referring to the IDF as the IOF. How can you act as though you care about any form of, Palestinian crises when you don't even know what the fucking IDF is? You fucking uneducated, ignorant swine.
Young and impressionable people are being groomed.
And they're saying it with so much confidence as well. There's a real swagger to the way they're going about talking about these fucking issues. You have no idea what you're talking about, man.
By the right to kill Palestinian people in the same way that young Americans are being recruited by our government, well, not mine no more, by the U.S. government to kill marginalized people like myself.
Yes. No, it's the exact same thing. It is the exact same thing, to be fair. You know, the IDF murdering Palestinians in an unjust way is the exact same as the American government, I don't know what, telling people to leave nasty comments on your TikTok page? Which I'm sure there's a whole department under the Trump administration. Like, let's make sure we get at least 10 comments on the Toya Oracle's fucking page this day.
This is part 2 of my video on the state recruiting young people into the alt-right.
The much anticipated sequel to that incredible fucking movie that we just witnessed. I'm so glad we got a part 2. I was here shaking in my boots, waiting on bated breath for this part 2. I'm so fucking happy that we have it.
Toya the Oracle reminds me of Nature Boy. Do y'all remember Nature Boy?
Oh, look, isn't it another rad femme comparing a black trans person to predatory cis men? Y'all don't know me beyond meme pages created by the alt-right, using bits and pieces and clips of my videos completely out of context.
Well, luckily, we have Dankyjabo, who is not a member of the alt-right, showing full Toya Oracle videos. There's no clips, there's no out of context bollocks here. We're showing the whole bastard video. It might be interrupted by really funny, hilarious quips from yours truly, but we are showing the whole thing. So you can't say we're, taking anything out of context here.
Completely designed to fill their...
To be fair, me not wanting kids to masturbate publicly probably means to this person that I'm part of the alt-right.
Black trans people are hypersexual pedophiles agenda. So congratulations on doing that. And I would highly recommend that instead of coming for me, y'all check your perverse projections onto a black trans disabled person who is doing nothing but educating people on their experiences. But y'all cannot stand to receive information from people that you view as beneath you.
So I guess the claim being made there is people are using Toya Oracle to increase or promote the idea that black trans people are predators? Do black trans people get any more, predatory allegations than just transgender people in general? I don't know. I don't know if that's true exactly. But I've definitely made some allusions to them being very fucking strange when it comes to children and sex. I'm not sure if I'd outright call them a predator, but I definitely wouldn't blame someone for coming to the conclusion that they might have some sort of predatory undertone. At the very least, it's incredibly fucking your insistence on the continuation of talking about children and sex and wanking it's so unbelievably strange.
Y'all will never beat the transphobe allegations because...
Oh, I have a Bachelor of Arts in African American Studies and Sociology and Master of Arts in Teaching with a special dual cert. So you've been to university. You have a bachelor's, you have a fucking American study. You have 2 bachelor's degrees, man. You know the level of privilege that it takes to have just a single degree in anything. You've got fucking 2. Acting like you're the most oppressed motherfucker on the fucking planet. You got 2 uni degrees, fam. That does not mean that you're the most fucking privileged fucking soddy body on the planet, but it does mean, if you're going to accuse everyone of not acknowledging their privilege and having to pay reparations to you, you at least have to acknowledge that you at least have some level of privilege as well, to have that many fucking uni degrees. It's okay to have some level. Everyone has some level of privilege in some aspect of their life. Acknowledging that and knowing where your privilege stands can only be a good thing for you. It just makes you more self-aware. I don't think self-aware and Toya Oracle should ever be used in the same sentence, however. Unless it's saying how they should never be used in the same sentence.
Continue to say the most ridiculous things like, oh my gosh, what's their obsession with children? I'm a childhood educator. It's like asking a mortician, oh my God, what's your obsession with dead bodies? Or asking an orthopedic surgeon, oh my God, what's your obsession with bones? Or asking a pole dancer, oh my gosh, what's your obsession with poles and pole dancing?
I don't know. The fact that this person's actually teach children in a classroom and wants children to publicly masturbate is is disconcerting to me.
I just had a very angry man tell me, why won't you turn on your comments so that we can hold you accountable? Hold me accountable for what? For what? My comments are off because my existence is not a debate. Never was, never will be. Y'all are not trying to hold me accountable. Y'all are leading a witch hunt because you're anti-black. You're transphobic.
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these fucking videos, man. There's not to say. I could list so many things you need to be held accountable for. But you know what it is? It's just too much fucking effort. I feel like this video's done it pretty succinctly. There's some other shit here as well. Like other people talk, like other like supposed like or alleged roommates of Toya detailing their experiences with him. Like this person, for example. I don't have beef with him. We were roommates almost 5 years ago, and we live in a home free of him and his cat's feces, urine, and dander. So he had a cat as well. I moved on with my life, and I hope that one day he will too, inshallah. I also pray that no more children are subject to their pedophilic behavior. Please say amen for the children. Okay, so I'm not sure about this video either, or this person. It's like you don't have beef with them, but they were pedophilic. So surely if they were pedophilic, you would have some beef with them. Like me personally, if I was roommates with someone who was predatory, I would have beef with them. It's not like a no hard feelings, so it's like, oh, you know what, no hard feelings, I hope they're doing well in their life. It's like, no, if they were predatory, I don't actually think I don't want them to do well in their life, and yeah, I am beefing them a little bit. So yeah, I'm not going to blindly agree with people disagreeing with him as well. It's like, I'm not too sure about this whole video here either. POV, your ex-roommate, Toya Oracle, who harmed and abused your 3 kids, you and many others, then ran to another country so he ain't get that action, is now being called out virally on SM? I don't know what any of these fucking I'm sorry, I might be too old for this shit now. I don't know what any of them acronyms mean. But again, like, it's not looking good for him that these allegations of, like, old roommates are coming out as well. I'm not sure how true they all are. I don't know what evidence there is to show or prove that they are roommates. There's no pictures of them together or anything in this TikTok, so don't know exactly what to take from this. But I guess, you know, just make of that what you will. Fucking hell, one person's written a whole EPQ about it. Yeah, again though, like, there's no evidence in this whole thing that they were actually roommates or knew each other personally, so I just don't know if it's true, and I'm not gonna make an accusation blindly without the evidence.
Another aspect of being a captive maternal, or knowing when you are a captive maternal versus a community member. Captive maternal, for those who don't know, is, you know, basically someone that is a caretaker for their community, but they are seen as a resource, not a person. Is if you are doing care work for all of these people, but you can't find a single person that can care for you. Like in therapy, I have had so many different therapists. I've just gone through so many different therapists because I could not find a single therapist that could actually validate my experiences, that could actually even first begin to talk about my experiences, because so many therapists are people of privilege and positions of power. No. Therapists are not meant to validate your experiences. They're meant to challenge them and make you really, like, think about them and introspect. They're not meant to just sit there and go, yeah. You know what? Yeah. What kind of shit therapist would that be? Like, what are you fucking paying for? Someone to just sit there and agree with you all day long and suck your dick all day. If you don't like your roommates, you don't like your parents, you don't like your sister, they're all fucking abusive, even your therapists are abusive, I'm sorry, like, you are the problem here. It's you, wanking off in classrooms, showing your ass to your grandma, wanking off as a homeless fucking person, staying in you are the problem. It's you! There are very few therapists that have all of my intersections, because people like me are denied access to those, industries, and yeah. People like you are denied you have 2 fucking university degrees, pal. And you've been to therapy multiple times. Like, you've had all these different therapists. You have 2 uni degrees. Clearly, you have access to things. You have access to things that many people will never even dream of having. Why don't you acknowledge the privilege you have, at least just a little bit? Not find a single therapist that could understand me. Because you're the fucking least self-aware human being on the planet, man. In fact, I would leave therapy feeling very angry and very tired, because I would spend the majority of the session explaining myself to these therapists and explaining what I had been through. Yeah, that's the whole fucking point of therapy, you mug! Oh my god. What is therapy to you? What do you think therapy is? Explaining the situation that you're in is literally the point of therapy. Similarly, I have struggled as a disabled person to find caretakers because people have abused me. People who I depended on for housing, for food, to help me clean my space, to even help me with, body care, like massage, acupuncture, etc. All of those people have been unsafe for me. In 2023, I had asked someone to come and retwist my locks for me, and they tried to sexually assault me. So that is another way that I know that I am a captured maternal, is when I have the capacity to care for others, but they have not built the capacity to care for me. You have the capacity to care for others, do you? At what point in any of these TikToks have you shown
that capacity at all. I fucking hate this person. Like, I actually hate them. I never say that about any of the fucking topics on these videos, by the way. I actually hate this individual. A certain man, like, I don't know, Lily Tino, for example, where I actually think if we were to sit down and have a conversation, maybe on this channel, it would actually be like a productive, cool, it would be a nice conversation, right? Where we both come out of the other end having learned something, and it would be like entertaining for the audience, and it would be good. It would be productive, right? That's the word, productive. This person, it's like, I don't want to be within fucking 100 miles of them. They just seem so unpleasant. They have like this aura of, you know, like them cartoons where like you meet someone with like that much aura, and you like the gravity just fucking pulls you, you can barely stand up because there's that much aura. It's like this person has that kind of aura just through the screen. I'm struggling to stand, I'm not standing. I'm struggling to stay awake right now. You know what I am struggling to do? Think of funny jokes on the spot. That's what I'm actually struggling to do, and it's their fault, right? It's not mine.
So let me get this right. You are upset that I am making money for myself. You're upset that people are sending me money to survive. One of those people just so happened to be my mother, who, yes, is a doctor, who also abused me as a child, and I was able to, through self-advocacy and negotiation, get her to send me reparations on a monthly basis that I'm now using to support myself and the people that I love. And you are upset by that? You're upset by that. You're upset that I'm taking care of myself, and I'm taking care of the people in my community with the resources that I was able to acquire by honoring my limitations and honoring my abilities. But you simultaneously will withhold resources from me anytime I disagree with you, anytime I advocate for myself and you have a problem with it. So what you are saying is that you want to economically control and abuse me.
Not donating to you is not a form of financial fucking abuse, you weapon. Your mother is sending you monthly payments every month, and you still found a way to complain about that. You know how many people don't have the privilege of having rich mothers who can send them money every month for no fucking reason? That's not me saying your mum's a saint. Maybe they are a fucking arsehole, but the fact is, they're sending you money every month. It doesn't make them a good person, but it does make you someone who is capable of having a mother to send them money every month. Most mothers do not have the financial capability to do such a thing. Once again, acknowledge your privilege at just one time, because it's wildly hypocritical for you to gallivant and tell everyone else to do so without having done it fucking once and just beg for money from everyone for no bastard reason. Now look, I'm pissed off. I'm done with this video. They're annoying me. I cannot bear to record anymore. So, and I'm in fucking Dorset or Dover or Devon. What is Dover? Yeah, I'm in Dover right now. It's in fucking Kent, the Garden of England, one of the biggest cities here. It's beautiful in Kent, but mate, Dover is it's just a riot. I've seen two women fighting each other on the street, and there was a white girl. She was one of the most just disgusting things I've ever seen, and she kept spitting on the black girl, who was like, she was definitely the one in the wrong leg, not the black one, the white one. Now, they were fighting over, like, because she was trying to, like, take the black lady's handbag, and she kept spitting on the black lady's face. It was fucking disgusting, like. Well, I'm trying to think of a way to end this video after that story about the women fighting, but, like, I really just can't think of. Usually I'd show a comment, but I'm a little exhausted right now because Dover is really taken out with me. So, you know what? We're gonna be lazy, and I'm gonna show you guys Prince to end the video, because how could you ever be unhappy with an ending like that? Where is he? Where's Prince? Give me Prince. Hiya, Prince. Say goodbye to the lovely Dankyjabo subscribers. They're the reason I was able to buy you. They're the reason why you have such a nice life. It's all because of them. Say thank you. Say thank you. Yes, they're so lovely, aren't they, Prince? Is he sleeping still? Yeah, he's still sleeping. I've woke him up. I've pissed him off. But look, how could you not smile at the beautiful sight of this legend right here? He's out of focus, but he's still adorable. Anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye! If I say to them, hey, you're blah, 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 everyone who remembers you or knows you, I'll kill them as well. Every known remnant of your being is gone.